Welcome, everybody, to the Loading Up podcast. I am your host, Producer Jay, and along with me are my co-hosts, producer, Brother Zay,
Yo,
and Brother Tay.
My fucking heart, Jesus Christ.
Why? What happened?
Scared the shit out of me.
How?
Just don't worry about it.
It's too quiet, and then I just started talking.
It was the sudden jump in my headphones.
Oh, my bad.
Never used to it.
it's okay. Every week I get a promotion.
I know. I keep promoting him to producer.
Some reason I thought you were talking about real life work. I was like, oh, that's nice.
So, how you guys been?
I'm pretty good. Tired. I literally had my first day of relaxing on yesterday.
Relaxation is always nice. I had mine today, actually.
Oh, must be nice.
It is nice, but it sucks when you feel like you wasted your day because you were relaxing too much.
I love those days.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I hate it. So,
And
any games you guys been playing?
Yes. I'll start because I've been trying to 100% Miles Morales, trying to get
You
that
haven't
platinum.
done that yet?
I did it for the 2018 Spider-Man, but I never got the platinum for Miles Morales. I kind of just like rushed through that, so I'm just going back to finish that up, so I can before Starfield hits, because Starfield's gonna take over. I want to finish up games, like 100% them.
Right.
My man said I gotta go back and finish some stuff.
Yeah. It's a
Definitely,
backlog. What
definitely.
about you, Tay?
I tell you, I've been playing the remake of Resident Evil 4.
Ah, you finally jumped in.
Yeah, we've been streaming it. Having a fantastic time with it.
Speaking of streams, so this is gonna be a little weird to say because we're recording this before posting it, obviously. But after we're recording, I'm gonna live stream. So by the time people hear this, it'll be in the past. So like I have to say I did live stream, and if you can go check it out, even though it hasn't happened yet, it's weird.
It's live stream inception here.
Yes, I don't know how to go about it.
Not Streamception. I can't do this.
Streamception. What was that other movie? The one where it's like space.
Interstellar.
Interstellar, yeah. It's basically like what happened in Interstellar. You go into the
Motherfucker
future
said-
to the back.
No. Motherfucker said, what's the one that's like that space?
It was by the guy who made Inception. That's he knew. Brother say he.
I know.
He do, yeah.
That movie's great.
It's amazing.
Let me add my. Y'all seen the one with space?
Star Wars? Is it Star Wars? No.
Show me Star Wars. Incorrect.
Yeah.
You suck.
Yeah, no. This week has been terrible for me just because I haven't been able to play anything.
Listen, I'm sick and tired of you saying it's been terrible for you. You need to catch up, all right?
I have not. I've been home probably an accumulative time of like 2 hours.
Well,
not
rest in
including
peace.
sleep.
That's crazy.
I know. Literally, I come home and there's stuff to do, and I choose to like eat and watch TV, and then I go to sleep.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and then this weekend or the weekend before I was gone. I wasn't home. Then this weekend was like Easter while I was working, so like I had a bunch of stuff I had to do. It was a lot.
Sounds like excuses.
Hey, don't come for me.
I'm gonna ignore those.
Whatever. But hopefully this week it's better.
Yes.
And yeah, so I mean there's a lot of news we gotta get to. So
yeah, we got some news to get to. We have a lot of countries out there trying to get into the gaming industry. Saudi Arabia has a public investment fund and is looking to spend or invest $38 billion in the gaming industry. So the Savi Gaming's group said that they're going to use their billions to not only acquire some gaming companies, but also try and publish and develop games themselves. So
Billions of dollars.
yeah, yeah, they're gonna need it. They're gonna need it. You know, they want to. They say they're trying to compete and be on the same level as like Embracer and Nintendo. So that's a
Yeah,
that's
that's big.
ambitious of them for sure.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's funny that this is even a thing because Microsoft basically called it. They were saying that other people are going to want to get into this business and we need to prepare for that inevitability. People would think, oh, maybe it's Apple, maybe it's Google. Well, I mean, Google did enter and they left recently, but like
Yeah,
they were thinking of more local. But Microsoft's thinking about no, we're thinking about global.
yeah.
Like you said, Saudi Arabia. Nobody thought they would enter, but now they see that this is a freaking like money pot that they can just put their hands in, and they're gonna want some of it. So
And they're getting big with it because the next story that we have, they just this story came out, and then like a day later the next story came out that Scopely was purchased by Savi Games for $4.9 billion.
I've never
That's
heard
a
of
And
them.
billion. That's a billion with a B, my friends.
that is
Billions
a
with
billion. Yeah.
Billion.
So Scopely, they make games like mobile games like Marvel Strike
Ah,
Force,
okay.
Star Trek Fleet Command. So they're big into mobile, and Saudi Arabia just spent nearly $5 billion for this company. You know, a for a mobile company for mobile games.
Because
You know,
on mobile makes a lot of money.
they do. They make a ton of money. So yeah, they spent after saying they're going to invest 38 billion, they spend already 5 of that on
Yeah.
one mobile publisher. So let's see if we're going to get more from them, you know, more acquisitions, or if they're going to start developing from just this one and start making money, see if they get some return on their investments.
No, I do definitely think they're gonna make more acquisitions, and I have a sneaking feeling that part of the reason why Microsoft jumped at the opportunity to get Activision Blizzard King is because they knew Saudi Arabia was gonna get into it, and they didn't want them snatching it up.
Yeah.
chance. There's a chance. There's always a chance. That's correct.
I mean, they did pick up for Saudi Arabia, Savi Games. They did pick up big shares in Embracer, Capcom, Nexon, SNK. They picked up a lot of shares in all these different gaming companies. So they're out there swinging with the big boys.
Yeah, they're trying to make money off the backs of others, but I
Yeah.
think now that they're starting to see like
My favorite thing to do.
they're starting to see like, oh, we can just make this money instead,
Yeah.
directly.
Definitely, it's gonna be interesting to see because I mean that's within a week of all this announcing, they already started acquiring things. So
Hmm.
we have to just wait and see if they're gonna acquire some more, or if they're gonna you know push out some games.
We'll see. I don't expect them to stop the acquisitions. I think we'll start to see more. Probably there's gonna be like one surprise one that everybody's like not really expecting, and we're just gonna be like, wow,
What? They bought that? That's crazy.
yeah. It's probably. I don't want to jinx it.
I'm
It,
jinxing it.
it. it might be someone like a CD Project Red.
Ooh, you think that they would sell?
I don't
If so,
know. I don't
yes.
know. I'm just saying.
Who's who's your sources? I need to see them.
My sources are producer Jay.
Oh, well, I need to see you. Oh man. Well, let's just wait and see because if they start acquiring some big names, that will be huge.
Not that I need to see you. That's crazy.
So with some Xbox showcase news. So there we knew that we were gonna get a showcase on June 11th because Starfield said that they were gonna do their showcase then. Well, we didn't know how long said showcase was gonna be, and today we got some news out of Twitter. Of course, it's always Twitter to leak or have anything to do with details.
It's
Mhm.
the best leaking source. Why are you upset? I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
It
not just for
really
games,
is.
just for everything.
Everything, yeah. Everything comes out of Twitter. So today it was claimed that it was going to be a 2-hour show for Xbox Showcase. They're going to have a 1-hour Xbox Showcase and then another hour just for Starfield.
Wait, I thought they said did they break it down? Because I
So
thought they said that it was gonna be 2 hours, and then people were kind of like speculating on what. Because I don't think that's a long time for just one game. An hour.
well, it's supposed to be a whole a Starfield showcase. So you're gonna have like an Xbox. Remember, this is their E3 thing, right? This is
Yeah.
tied to their sort of E3, summer showcase. This You're gonna have a Starfield showcase that's gonna show everything that they have or can show for Starfield, and then you're gonna have an Xbox showcase that's gonna show all the future games coming out. Not just what they've already discussed and what's gonna come out this year, but maybe even potential next year.
Well, I mean, we'll see.
I can't wait. I'm really excited to see more of Starfield. I even though we know it's gonna be Game Pass day one, it's probably a game that I'm gonna buy anyway.
Yeah.
I want to be able to buy this game and own it so that way I could just play it forever.
And ever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just play it on Game Pass.
Nigga, you will play with motherfucker.
Was I could do that, especially since I have to buy Jedi Survivors this month.
Exactly. Which I completely forgot about again.
Another game added to your backlog. You're welcome.
No, I'm not even gonna bother yet because I could wait for that one.
You could wait for that one?
Yeah, I waited for the first one.
Shame on you.
No shame.
What a response. What a response.
I literally played the first one last year.
Don't make it worse.
I mean, it's on Game Pass, right? I believe it's on Game Pass, so.
Yeah. Although I bought it. Technically I didn't buy it. My brother bought it. So
This month, yo.
Just mooching.
Who bought it, bro?
It's game sharing. That's what it is.
Stop lying to us.
All right, so this next news article that we reported last week. I don't remember last week's show, Producer Jay, but we were talking about. Remember, I said PlayStation needs to have another handheld that could be the successor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it came out in a leak. PlayStation has another handheld in development, and its codename is Q Lite, and some aspects of Q Lite were revealed, and it was supposed to be a handheld that's tied to remote play. So it'll be like always on, internet connection needed. You needed your PS5 to be on. So it's not really a successor to Vita or PSP. It's more like an accessory to the PS5.
Yeah.
Which I was disappointed in.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are still on that kind of like, I don't want to say they're on that Vita bandwagon. Like, they really wanted the Vita to be more successful.
Yeah.
And granted, it probably should have, because it did everything right. It's just the marketing is what killed it. And I always said this from the beginning, that it was marketed the same way the PSP was. The only difference is that when the PSP came out, it could do stuff that no other device could do.
Yeah.
But now, at the time when the PS Vita came out, your average smartphone could do like 90% of the things the Vita could do. So it's like, why are you marketing as if people don't already own a device like this? The only thing is that it didn't have freaking Uncharted or dedicated games. So that's honestly why I think it failed. But this one, it could be a success. The key thing is gonna be the price point. Because if this thing is $150 or more, it's gonna fail. Like, just full stop.
That will you lowballed that one right there.
And that's being generous. Honestly, it needs to be less than $100 because there's no way I would be comfortable paying $100 personally. I would not spend $100 or more on a streaming only device that I already need a PS5 for.
Yeah.
That's the key part. If it was a streaming thing that I could just stream directly to it without a PS5, then I could justify maybe spending a little bit more. But I know people are gonna buy it anyway, so
Of
I
course.
gave that extra $50 bump. But anything more than that, people just wasting their money.
What do you think, Brother Tay?
I think producer Jay's wilding. With honest truth.
What? You would spend $150 on a streaming only thing that you already need a PS5 for?
No, but it doesn't matter what I would do. It matters what the people are going to do. Because people were going to make it be like, oh, he was like, oh, you got to get this. It's like, you know how people are. It's about clout and making sure you don't look broke.
I mean, that is true.
And if they don't, you have to say it, if they don't look broke, if they have this, they're going to buy it, regardless if they can use it or not.
Still,
I mean,
I think the entry point at having a PS5 is already a deterrent. So like if you have nothing and you're looking to get, unless they link it to PS4 as well, which I guess could kind of alleviate some of the concerns because a lot of people already have a PS4 at least. Then I can see it being a little bit more easier to sell. But if you only need a you need a PS5 to play it, then I can't see it.
honestly, I think this is dumb. I'm all about the Sony handhelds. I loved my PlayStation Portable. It was like the best thing that I had. And you could watch movies, it's the music. I played games on it. It was insane at the time. And I want a true successor. They can get into the handheld market because they know it. They had the Vita, they had the PSP. The handheld market is out there, but them making a remote play handheld where you just need a PS5, it needs to be on. It's just it's silly. That's what it is, and no amount of money, even if it's $100, I still wouldn't buy it simply because you need to. It's basically just remote play. It's silly.
Yeah, that's also like the hardest point too. Because like there's been talk about, well, no, there's no talk. They have actual streaming devices that it's only streaming, and that they have like Game Pass on it and Nvidia, GeForce Now. So, but that's multiple stuff that you can use it for, and it's not tethered to the console itself. Like you could just buy the thing, and then you'll be set. You
Yep.
play get Game Pass, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, you need the PS5. So that's why I'm saying like if it's just a PS5, then I feel like it's not like why even bother. If it's for the PS4 as well, maybe you could get away with it. But the fact that you still need the console itself is kind of like what like people want a dedicated native console or a handheld. That's what people want. So if you give them this, then be like, oh, okay, but it's like they don't want that. They want to play PS. I even when I saw it on Twitter, people were saying like they want if they can make a PS5 or a handheld that's capable of PS5 quality, like they will buy that in an instant. It don't matter what the cost, and they could actually jack up the price a lot more to justify it.
You want to know how outrageous this sounds? Because pretty much they just want a handheld console that's as powerful. So a Switch.
Yeah. But no, the Switch is not
as powerful as PS5 though.
No, but I'm saying they just want a powerful console from their person. Like this, pretty much they want a PlayStation 5 that's like a Switch.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Or they want a Steam Deck, pretty much.
Yeah. And we all know the Steam Deck is priced at what, like 500, 550. So we know this handheld is gonna be up there. It's gonna be up there. We're talking.
But see, that's the thing.
$400 probably.
Yeah, knowing Sony, they jack up the price on everything.
Definitely.
Not just like PlayStation, like just their products in general. So
yeah, if it's tied to the Sony brand or PlayStation brand, it's gonna be a lot. They're going to charge a premium price, and they're definitely gonna be people out there who are gonna buy it, of course. But I just think it's silly. It's literally just an accessory to the PS5, and these accessories are expensive. My son has expensive taste.
Like, just give us the money. What? Don't make this hard.
No, brother Tay. No.
No, run them pockets. Don't make this hard.
No, I don't wanna.
Give me the money. You're going to do it anyway. You got kids. I know the truth.
It's funny you say that because I literally just brought the SSD for the PS5.
You're not helping me. You're not helping yourself.
I know. I'm giving you ammo to destroy me.
There you go.
Exactly.
I mean,
I didn't need it, but I appreciate you giving it to me.
it was a great sale. I couldn't pass it up.
Oh yeah, couldn't resist the sale. My favorite word.
I know. I do it to myself.
Awesome.
I'm gonna complain, but I do it to myself.
Just it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Oh man. So we'll jump right into the next bit of news. We have which is an odd one. Bethesda acquires Nemsei Games, and I was like, huh? What? How? So it was reported that a Budapest-based Nemsei Games has been acquired by Bethesda for an unknown sum. They don't know what the amount of money was given to them to be acquired, but the studio is being rebranded to ZeniMax Online Studios Hungary. So it's from their European side. So they're going to be working on some more of the games from ZeniMax Studios, like Elder Scrolls Online, and they're going to be a support group for them.
I mean, it's really confusing just because like you think after how long it's been, like it's been like a year at this point, right? No, actually no, it's been 2021, right? That's when they acquired Bethesda.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
1 or 2 years, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Take
it's
your
going
time,
on
bro. Take
2
your
years.
time.
And
Take your time. No one's judging you.
so you think that they would still they would be associated with Microsoft, or at least like integrated already to the point where it's like it's one and the same. But
Yeah.
apparently like Bethesda still operates independently from like Xbox. So they can do certain things that like acquisitions that don't necessarily fall under like Xbox. Cause so like when you look at the branching, like there's Microsoft Gaming, that's like the overarching thing. Then
Yeah.
there's Xbox, the platform, and then underneath that is like Xbox Game Studios, Bethesda, and then hopefully Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
So it's like, but those three branches act independently of each other. It's not like they're all together. Like, I mean, granted, they can be if Microsoft decides so, but it's interesting that like they're still doing that. And granted, Sony also has this with Bungie because Bungie acts on its own.
Yeah, they act on their own. Yeah.
Yeah, so they can also make publishing or acquisitions themselves for like support studios or whatever. So it's a very interesting time.
It is. It's so crazy how like they can just be like, oh yeah, I know Xbox is buying Activision Blizzard, but we're gonna just go ahead and buy this little one because we need some support over here. It's crazy.
Maybe it's limited to just that support.
Don't make it weird. Just give us the stuff.
Well, we know they're gonna be working on their ZeniMax Online Studio games, so like Elder Scrolls and some unannounced online projects. So, I guess they just need the help and figured they would be the one to do it. It's crazy.
I mean, whatever helps, I mean,
I was just thinking, like, how is this gonna go by regulators? They're under the microscope with Activision Blizzard King, so are they gonna now be put under the microscope as well, or like you said, are they separate?
It's separate, but I think because it's such a small acquisition, it's like it's a support studio. It's like that kind of flies under the radar. I'm assuming they're like independent, so therefore there's no need for regulator.
They're going to be joining them. They're renaming them as ZeniMax Online Studios, but with just their country.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't like a public company that needed to be like approved. It was just a small studio that is now being rebranded, pretty much.
Yeah, I wonder how much money they actually paid for it. I just want to know because it just says an unknown sum. So
it's probably not that much. Probably like a few million.
Oh, not that much.
The fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we're talking
Don't
like
put,
literally.
Don't put it in the grand scheme of things. Just put it in our scheme.
In our scheme of things, okay, so then a lot of money.
There we go.
There we go.
I'm with Brother Tay on this one. Anything in the
not a
millions
lot.
is a lot.
Semantics. It's semantics.
Not a lot of money, just something that would just, make everyone else broke, normal stuff. Just the money you don't ever really think about that you won't think you'll see in the next 2 weeks,
That's true. It's weird.
Whatever.
It's goals that we have and we want to get, but
So we're gonna continue on with the next bit of news here, and it's about Square Enix's practices with Xbox and how they are just wanting to skip Xbox sometimes, at least the way it seems. No releases coming out on Xbox, and we've talked about this before, where Square Enix made some really shady decisions on skipping Xbox with some games, but releasing some. It's very odd, the relationship that Xbox and Square Enix has right now, and according to Windows Central editor Jez Gordon, he seems to hear some things without saying everything fully. He seems to hear that it's not solely on the backs of Square Enix. It's a lot has to do with Xbox as well. So on the Xbox, he's hinting at that he has sources that Xbox is having issues with Square Enix and not Square Enix having issues on the Xbox side. So it's definitely something wrong with the relationship in total there.
Something's going on. We have no idea. Let's just
But it's interesting because they skipped on a lot of games, and I don't know if it's.
It probably has to do with because there was a Twitter thing about it, and I think it was that article where what was this Modern Vintage Gamer that he commented saying that because he works on like remasters and like he works on games, and he's saying that a lot of times when a developer invests in making games for a certain platform, they expect a certain amount of money back. Like that's kind of standard. I mean, granted, it's different per platform, but I guess Square Enix's expectations for Xbox is like higher or lower, I guess, if you want to look at it a different way, than what would be considered viable to even release on that platform. So it's like, that's why it's like, do we even bother? Because what we're gonna make from it is not even like anything significant, so they just skip it, and it sucks because like there can be ways to mitigate that I guess that hit you take financially, because Xbox has Game Pass now. But do you well, I was listening to the podcast, the Xbox 2 podcast, and they were saying, do you as like if you were Xbox, do you condition publishers to basically expect a Game Pass deal when they don't want to release a game on Xbox? Like, that's not a good idea, because then they're gonna basically hold their games hostage until they get an Xbox Game Pass deal.
Yeah.
And you don't want that.
But on the other side of things, how do companies expect to make money if they're not having their stuff on Xbox?
Exactly.
Or on any other platform? It's a catch-22.
Exactly.
It goes both ways.
I don't know what the solution is. We would have to be in the weeds and know like the financials and all that stuff to really get a good grasp on who's actually more right in this situation. But from the outside looking in, it's hard to tell.
It definitely is. And not only is it hard to tell, but we don't know. It's not as black and white. No, it's nobody one's fault. It's a mixture of different things. It's complicated.
Yeah. Hopefully it can be repaired soon, because even though Square Enix is not my favorite publisher, they do make some games that I like Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is literally one of my favorite game franchises. So I would hate to see them skip Xbox.
I mean, they're all on Xbox anyway.
Well, now, but Hearts, going forward.
Oh, we won't see another Kingdom Hearts for a while. You'll be fine.
And
either way, you have a PlayStation.
We
That's not
better
the
not
point.
see. We better not see another Kingdom Hearts for a while. I swear to God.
Kingdom Hearts 4 already got announced.
No, but they announce it all the time.
That's true.
I would if we're going by the current release schedule, it'll probably be
I
like
ain't
the
going
year
by
before
then.
the PS6 and Xbox, whatever.
Xbox Series 2.
Xbox Series 2.
All right. So we got some Sony news. They're really pissed off. They're really pissed off at the CMAs for their revised stance. The CMAs revised their stance as reported on a couple weeks ago, and Sony has finally released a statement saying, "You're wrong. Stop it." No,
Pretty much.
no. They described it as surprising, unprecedented, and irrational. And so they're calling the CMAs irrational.
They are in
After
their feelings.
Yeah, after they praised the CMAs to begin with for saying, yes, we must block this. Now they're saying they're irrational. So, they got to make up their minds. Which one is it, Sony?
They're gonna say whatever they want in order to get this deal blocked, but it's not gonna happen. So it's a fruitless effort.
I mean, Sony has every right to try and, uphold their revenue, and support their studios to the point where they can argue against this. They have that right. No matter how futile or how much money they spend on it, even if though it's silly, they have the right to do so. But how hard they're going is kind of a little suspect. It's a slap in the face to their other studios, to their in-house studios for sure. And we actually just got some news earlier about the gamers lawsuit that the judge threw out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We actually got some news from that saying that Sony was supplying some of the gamers with documents
Are you
to
serious?
support their lawsuit. Yes, absolutely. This one just came out like a couple hours ago. Brother Matt actually sent it to me over Twitter. And so Sony PlayStation provided documents to the gamers filing the lawsuit to stop Activision Blizzard acquisition. So because it was thrown out, people got to see a little bit of the lawsuit and got to look at some of the documents, and it was Sony giving documents to them. So it's like they're playing a deeper role in every part that's trying to block ABK than what they would like for people to know.
They are going like way too hard for this, and it's just like it's becoming sad at this point.
It is.
It's like why are you like betting everything against this deal going through? Like why are you basically shunning your entire like first party developers and other games like that you have deals for just to say that Call of Duty is like their most precious child? Like imagine if like their child or a child that they looked up to, that they like how some I guess teachers or whatever, they have like a favorite student or whatever.
Yeah.
And like imagine like that's their favorite student is getting transferred to another school, and they're fighting so hard to get their children or that child to stay. It's like, why do you care so much? Like you have plenty of other students to teach, and you're gonna get more the next year. It's like, why you care so much about this student? Because their parents pay you so much? It's so crazy.
That's exactly right.
And you're still gonna get that money. It's not like you're not gonna get money. It's just not gonna be as much as it used to be. Boo hoo.
Yeah, I mean they even Xbox even came out and said that they're going to release all the Activision games, future games, onto all the platforms because they know that if they don't, they're going to lose money. So they're just it's not gonna be exclusive.
So that little excerpt that you said is actually not what they said.
Really?
That's what's being reported, or that's what's being quoted, but that's not what they said. If you read the actual text, it says they are not going to withhold or degrade any Call of Duty game or Activision game on PlayStation. They never said future games. They just said current games. It's basically what the Bethesda thing all over again. That they're not gonna take away anything away that's on PlayStation. But that's not to say that they're gonna make exclusives or they're not gonna make exclusives in the future. It's gonna be case by case, like it was with Bethesda.
Well, we at least know Call of Duty specifically won't be exclusive.
Yeah, that is the deal that Microsoft is like putting out there. They never said anything about anything other than Call of Duty.
All right. Well, Sony better. I mean, Xbox is going to abide by that so-called 10-year contract, whether Sony signs it or not. But it looks better if, in Sony's view, for the world, if Sony just signs it. You know.
Yeah.
But they're not. They're just gonna keep fighting it. You know. They're gonna keep giving documents to all these lawsuits and stuff. It's silly.
It's because they know Microsoft is not gonna be the petty one, which they should be at this point. Microsoft is still gonna give them the deal, even if the deal closes and PlayStation still hasn't signed it. They're still gonna give it to them because they have to, pretty much, for like publicity. Because if they don't, then the regulators being like, "What the hell? I thought you were talking about sharing and not withholding or whatever." So they're gonna do it, and PlayStation knows this. That's why they're fighting tooth and nail to try and block it, because they know that they have a safeguard in Microsoft being or doing the right thing publicly.
Yeah,
it's really shitty, but they're playing dirty.
Yeah, they're playing dirty, and we know Microsoft is gonna be the good guy here. You know, they're going to do as they say. They're gonna keep it on PlayStation. They're not removing it. They're not gonna degrade it. You know, they're gonna keep developing for it. So PlayStation just doesn't want any other of their exclusive deals to go away, whether it be the marketing or the 1-year contracts where they get exclusive DLC. They don't want that to go away.
Yeah, and they're gonna say everything under the sun as a reason why they shouldn't do it, except the main reason, which is money. They will never say that the money is the reason.
You can't really just say I want to do this because of money. It doesn't look good in court.
Exactly. It hurts their case.
So you got to play around it. No one ever says they want to do stuff for money. We all know for money. Got to always make it look legally clean.
But that's how you know it is, because literally everybody else is just like, whatever, do it. But Sony's just like, please don't do this.
I mean, you think about it. If Sony was giving the documents to that lawsuit that was thrown out by the judge, completely just thrown out by the judge, it didn't go anywhere. Wouldn't that go to show you that they should just throw out the FTC case? Just throw it away. It's useless. It's the same thing. It's from the documents are from Sony.
The thing is, the FTC thing is the FTC. That is more political than it is about like doing what's right. In like the CMA and the EU and all the other regulators, they're doing it because that's their job. That's what they have to do.
Yeah.
The FTC's doing it for political reasons, because they want to seem like they're fighting the fight against big tech.
I mean, it's their job to do it as well, but they're not doing it for their job. They're doing it for political reasons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
which is a shame, because it was reported just a couple of days ago that Lana Khan, the head of the FTC, she's not going to back down, even though lawyers are telling her we don't have a case. She's not going to back down. So they're having to go through all this, and it's like, well, they're going to lose again.
It's posturing, because they already lost. They've lost multiple times against. They lost freaking just recently to Meta when they tried to acquire that VR studio or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big loss, and now they. I don't know why they keep doing this. They want their. It's like, actually reminds me of when I was playing Wolong. They keep trying. They keep losing, but they're gonna keep going until they win.
Yeah, it's a brutal gameplay, man.
I'm telling you.
Lose.
That's what it is, though. They will lose 10,000 times just for that one win.
That's true. They would. I mean, let's see how far they're gonna go, because if the CMA revised, once this is all done and the CMAs and EU just completely give in and say it's passed, I think Xbox can go ahead and close the deal even without the FTC. Even if the FTC says no, we're gonna sue you to block it, the deal can still close and still go through.
Right. So I don't know. Well, it's more waiting games, and that's all we can
Definitely.
do.
It needs to end already. I know the time is coming up.
We still got about a month and a half.
Yeah, the time is coming up, but we need some definite answers.
We'll get there. We'll get
Yeah.
there.
Well, that's it for the news. That's all we got this week.
Wow, that went by pretty fast.
Yeah,
Well,
we went through it.
Well, I guess I could bring up a topic that we can discuss.
Oh,
So
my nose.
over the weekend, as I'm sure probably you guys did as well, I saw the
Yes.
Mario movie.
I was going to, and then I decided to sleep on Sunday.
I haven't seen it yet. Hopefully,
Oh,
this
wow.
weekend. I know everything was sold out when I wanted to go see it. I was like, "Oh, damn it!"
Literally, all I've heard is that everyone loves the Jack Black song.
Yes,
Yes.
I've actually
amazing.
heard the Jack Black song.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I heard so far. I'm like, peaches.
You knew they had to. I mean, it's freaking Jack Black. Like, you gotta have him sing.
I thought it was perfect because I heard the song. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, no, but the movie itself is actually very, very good. And one of the things that like it kind of bothered me that because and when it released, I think it released on Wednesday. It got really bad reviews. Like it got like a 55 on Rotten Tomatoes.
And wait, are you talking about like the critics' reviews?
The critics' reviews.
Oh, nobody cares about them.
Yeah. So I was gonna say that like usually like if the critics' reviews are high or very high, it's like a good sign. But if it's really low, then you have to wait until the audience score comes out. Because if that's high, then usually it means that the audience is more right. Because for whatever reason, and I was actually looking at the reviews, people are just like, I don't know what they expected this movie to be, but I guess maybe because have you seen Puss in Boots?
Yeah.
So like that was a kids movie, but that was actually a really good movie on its own, like not just for kids, like for adults as well. And I think people misconstrue that as like all kids movies need to be this way. No, that's not the case. Sometimes a kids movie can just be a kids movie and you can either like it or you don't. So I think it was the latter and people just really didn't like it because of that aspect of it. But seeing it myself with my kids, there was so much like nostalgia and references and cameos and just little things that like it kind of made up for it like being a kids movie. And honestly, it wasn't even a bad movie. Like I felt like the writing was actually good. I'm the only problem I kind of had with it is that they tried to make it too like like because Illumination made this, people who made Despicable Me and the Minions and all those, they tend to like include a lot of pop culture references in their movies, and they did that somewhat in this movie where they were putting a lot of like music from like I guess I don't want to say like like Hero, I guess I Need a Hero, that song, like I need a hero, like
are you talking about the song used in Shrek or a different
yeah,
song?
that one. It's that one. They use that on this one too. And just songs like that where like it just felt a little bit out of place. But it's funny because I mentioned that to my fiance and she pointed out, and I think it's correct, a lot of these songs were from the 80s. And I think that was done on purpose because Mario Brothers came out in the 80s. Or maybe it was Jumpman, Donkey Kong, whatever.
I mean, okay, what, 85? It's in the 80s.
Yeah, so people who grew up like from that time period, those are the songs they listened to. So I think it was done on purpose to kind of like invoke that nostalgic feeling of like being a kid playing those old games and stuff like that. So that was actually a good um what's the word I'm looking for? Why am I
Nostalgia?
blanking on the word? A good point, I guess. I don't
A
know.
good inclusion.
Vision?
I don't know.
Vision?
It was a
We're
good
trying.
point. But anyway,
Trying.
the movie was great. I loved it. There's a lot of it was very basic though. So like I think that's probably also why people kind of had the problem with it. Like they didn't do anything like revolutionary.
I mean,
It was
it's a Mario movie. What did they
yeah,
expect?
exactly.
I feel like the critics.
What happened?
Go, brother.
I just feel like the critics are going in there expecting some Oscar worthy movie, and it's like, no, it's a Super Mario Brothers animated movie. Like, come on now.
Right. And yeah, so it was good. Honestly, I felt like my biggest criticism is that it was too short. It needs to be longer. I wanted more. they
Probably PPC.
we needed more of Jack Black as Bowser, and we needed more of Luigi, oddly enough. But granted, it's a Super Mario movie, but those two weren't in it as much as I would like. When they were in it, they were great, but I felt like it could have done more. And hopefully, this means that the sequel kind of like gets more of like a push in the budget. Well, I'm sure this had a big budget, but like in terms of like story or time or whatever, because it was only like an hour and a half. So, but yeah, I give it probably like a 9 out of 10.
Oh, it's pretty high.
Yeah, it's very high. It's like right there, but for like those ranges that I said, it just missed that perfect movie for me. But I think everybody who is just a fan of video games, because there was a lot of other video game references too. Oh, well, mainly Nintendo, obviously, because it's a
Yeah.
Nintendo movie. But there were a lot of other references there that I feel like people would appreciate. So,
Well,
but
now I'm excited to see it.
yeah, no, definitely see it as soon as you can. That leads me to my question, I guess. Well, you guys haven't seen it, so I guess it doesn't matter. What would be your favorite video game movie?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because honestly, before this, it was Sonic 2. Because like I feel like video game movies get a bad rep, and they very rarely do as good as like people want them to be. But this one kind of this one and Sonic like hit the nail on the head.
Brother Tay?
Getting better at making. That's high praise, and at least they're getting better at making these video game movies.
That's a fact.
I think it's because the people who grew up watching those piss poor video game movies are now making those movies now. So they're like, okay, let's not do what they did.
Oh man, all right. So this one may be a weird one. I know it's like it's not that great, but the '90s Mortal Kombat movie.
That's actually a good one.
I love that one. I don't care how cheesy it is. The very first one was good.
No, that's a really good pick. I mean, it's classic. That's where the song came from, right?
What song?
The Mortal Kombat song.
Yep.
Yeah, it came from the movie. A lot of people
Yeah.
think that it came from the game, and no, it came from the movie.
Yeah, I love that movie. In terms of video game movies, it's probably one of the better ones from long ago. Because as we all know, Super Mario, the Mario Brothers movie was not that great.
No,
even though I like it, it's still not that great.
It's one of those. It's so bad, it's kind of good. At this point, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, brother Tay?
Actually, I can't really think of a video game movie like that.
That you've.
A Mortal Kombat one is so dumb. Oh.
Hey.
So dumb.
You had enough ammo tonight, okay?
Have you seen the Street Fighter one?
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't think I have actually.
What? It's so campy and cheesy.
Yeah, I was gonna say you think that one is bad. Mortal Kombat's bad.
You have to watch it.
I don't watch movies to begin with. You think that's gonna help?
Oh, that's
No.
true. I forget about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You don't watch movies.
It's the best thing because my roommate loves all movies. I watch her watch 4 movies a day, and I'm just like, oh, that's nice. I'll be here.
It's
I'm
one
just
of
not.
it's good. Like if for I guess for her, she can be like, "Oh, you watch this," and you could just say, "Nah," and be like, "Okay, let's watch it."
No, that depends. That would make me have to sit there, and we all
Oh,
know
wow.
I have ADD. I guess technically, the one that comes to my mind is just the new Sonic movie. But I don't think I want to call that my favorite video game movie. I just can't think of one right now.
I mean, if you can't think of one, then and that's the only one that comes to mind, then
Yeah, but it was just a good movie. I can't.
He said
You
by
know-
default.
you know what's
By
actually
default, that's bullshit. But whatever.
you know what's actually kind of underrated? The
What?
Tomb Raider movies.
No,
I
don't
think
care,
I think they're very like people hate them.
it's trash.
No,
it's
it's not.
trash.
It's not trash.
There's
They're not
no-
great, but it's not
Nope.
trash.
God, the second one was even worse. It was so. Oh my god, it was so.
I didn't see
campy and
the second
trash.
Quick question. I have a question. Does Silent Hill count as a video game movie? Or just,
I guess it was a
Yeah,
video
why
game
not?
first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I love the Silent Hill movies. I didn't know if that really counted though.
Okay.
Yeah, it
that's,
counts.
That's fair.
Yeah, it counts. But getting back to the Tomb Raider movies, they were trash. I don't care what anybody says. Trash.
There was a Dead or Alive.
So
movie?
now you don't want to pick Tomb Raider, but when we're doing the bracket, you are all over Tomb Raider.
There's a difference between the character and the movie.
How times have
Thank
changed.
you, brother Tay. Thank you.
You asked us what is the most memorable character. That's what we did. It's a mascot. You cannot bitch about the movies.
If that was a bracket for movies, then she would have been in the toilet.
You know what? We're gonna do another bracket for movies, video
Let's
game
do it.
movies.
Let's do
Why
it.
are we doing this to me?
Right now, I'm gonna set it up right now.
Right now, let's go.
No, please don't. I'm too tired to do this.
Yeah, but anyway, so anybody listening, I mean, I'm sure you've already made up your mind by at this point, but if you need somebody to like say it, go see this movie. Go see Super Mario Brothers. It's amazing. You're gonna love it, and listen to the Bowser song. So that's
peaches.
I'm telling you, it better win an Oscar for best soundtrack or whatever.
I don't know because it is going against the Creed 3 soundtrack. That sounds
Well,
fucking beautiful as well.
But
if you were going to listen to any of that, I think they had J. Cole the rapper do like the villains introduction, like on the soundtrack. By far one of the best bars I've heard this year. And it just started. I'm like, God damn, this is the villain soundtrack. This is not fair. He loses. Like the protagonist has to lose. Sorry, Michael.
It's like,
Can't just play this.
Sorry,
I can't. You can't have these bars and then expect him to lose. That's crazy.
All right, so that's gonna do it for us, guys. Like this video, subscribe. We forgot to mention that in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, we're supposed to do it every time in the beginning, yet we still don't do it.
I know.
Listen. It's okay. You'll be live streaming. You can.
Yes,
do it.
I'll reiterate it.
No, he won't.
Yes, I will. I will make it a point.
Make it a point.
And you won't know because you won't watch.
You goddamn right.
That's crazy.
You are goddamn right.
Follow us on our socials. The link is in our description and on the video. And we'll see you guys next week.
Don't ask any questions on why I said that because I won't remember.
Peace out, y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Pyramid Head, no.